Good evening. Welcome to Jobs, Money, and Small Business, how the Los Angeles Public Library can help you. We are librarians from the Business and Economic Department of the Central Library. I'm Richard Krause, and I am teamed up with Lizette Gabriel, Chris Grisham, and Deborah Spector. The Los Angeles Public Library aims to make a difference in our community in many different ways. Today, we're going to focus on what the library has to offer for your economic well-being in terms of jobs, money, and small business. The library has print and online resources and services that help you read and learn, listen and learn, watch and learn, research and gather information, and even offer one-on-one help for you to build your career skills in your career, with your money, and for your business, explore careers, industry to invest in and to do business in, find jobs, investment, and business opportunities, manage and improve your money situation, both personally and in business, start and grow your career, your finances, or your own business. Tonight, we're going to show you a special part of the library's website, the Jobs, Money, and Small Business portal, which brings together what the library has to offer. I will now share my screen. Okay. Let's start with the library's homepage, which is www.lapl.org. And we're going to start off by using the drop-down menu for services and programs right here. And you'll see it has a whole list of different things. Now, before I get to our portal, let me point out 3 key services listed here that are especially important ways for you to connect with the library during the pandemic. The first one is Library to Go right here. And what Library to Go means is that you can arrange to order a book or a DVD or a CD from the library's collection and arrange to have it set aside for you to be able to pick up by making an appointment to do so. And we have 27 locations set up to let you do that. The second thing I want to point out was something called Ask a Librarian. So that's right here. Now, Ask a Librarian allows you to send in very basic questions about the library services or very simple reference questions and so forth. And that's a way of contacting one of the library staff, and they will get back to you usually within 24 hours. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to show was something called Book a Librarian. Now, if you have a very intensive question, like you would like a lot of help with using our library databases or other resources, or you'd like some advice or hand-holding with your research, then you can make an arrangement by sending it to Book a Librarian and get a lot more intensive one-on-one help. Now we're going to go to the Jobs, Money, and Small Business portal. And that's right here. We'll click on that. Now, if you notice, the portal has tabs on the top. So we're on the welcoming page right now. And there's a tab for Career Prep. And you notice down below, there's an illustration with the word Career Prep 2. Both of these will link to the same place. Career Prep here and Career Prep over here will both take you to the same page. Then we have JobHunt. Then we have 2 for personal finance, which is top money sites and popular money topics. And then finally, we have a final tab for entrepreneurs and small business. In addition, the welcome page also shows the list of upcoming programs and events hosted by the library that are relevant to jobs, money, and small business, and you can see them right here. And in fact, you can see that today's program is right there. Now, each section of the portal brings together listings of library books, databases, online learning services, and long lists of suggested websites. Tonight, we can only show a tiny part of what is available. I encourage you to explore the different sections and see what's available there. I will also add that the portal is a work in progress. We welcome any feedback to improve it. So next up, I now turn it over to Lizette, and she'll be showing you the 2 job sections.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone. My name is Lizette, and I'm another librarian in the Business and Economic Department at Los Angeles Public Library. I will be focusing on a few resources in Career Prep and JobHunt. Okay, so basically what you are hopefully seeing is the library's website, and I will be following similar steps that my colleague Richard took to reach, of course, the portal. So I'm going to Services and Program, Jobs, Money, and Small Business. And then from here, I will be clicking on Career Prep. In both the Career Prep and JobHunt page, you will see the same 5 resources highlighted at the top of the page. So in this case, as I scroll down, here we go. All of these databases and internet resources are multi-purpose and serve several research inquiries. So the first 3 at the top are library databases, Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, which offers assistance in the following areas: exploring careers by researching industries, browsing professions, career assessment, and finding a career path. Next, it does planning your education by researching colleges or trade schools, learning more about financial aid and other education opportunities. It also helps with preparing for your career, resume, cover letter, interviews, networking, and workplace skills. And lastly, with finding a career, whether it's an internship, apprenticeships, or job postings. Next one is Tutor.com. I will be giving a shorter demonstration on Tutor.com when I do JobHunt. So what does Tutor.com cover? It does live tutoring, resume and cover letters, career coaching, and a few other services. And the last one is BrainFuse, Job Now, and Vet Now, which was recently added as of yesterday. So with this database, it's versatile for job seekers, veterans, and their families. And I'm going to give a quick demo on this one after I talk about WorkSource and CalJobs. So let me just quickly go to the next 2 resources, which I just mentioned. And these are WorkSource, which is an employment service from the city of LA. And my colleague Deborah will talk more about these programs that the library is hosting with them. The next one is CalJobs, which is a county job database for the state. So let me quickly click on BrainFuse. I just want to give it a new name already. All right. So when you click on the database, as I said before, it is a library database. So you will need your library card, whether that's the physical number that you see, the number that you see in a physical card, or whether it's an e-card. It's going to start with, for the physical card, it's going to start with the 2. Oh, I thought for sure it was typing. 984, okay. All right, and then you log in. But before I do that, actually, I just want to briefly mention that it does offer live help every day from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. It offers services on the areas underneath right here: Live Veteran Navigator, Job Now, Resume Assistance, and a few of other services at the bottom. So let me click on it. Okay, here we go. So this is the nice part. Oh, and before I forget, with this database, you notice that I only typed in my library card number. Again, whether that's the number that starts with the 2 or the e-card number, which is e-card plus the full number next to it. Some databases are going to ask you for a PIN number. The PIN number is the last 4 digits of your phone number on your library application. So now that I've logged into BrainFuse, you'll notice that there are a number of tools underneath each of the areas that are in the main, right underneath it. For example, tools for job seekers, veterans, and so forth. So I'm not going to cover everything on this database, but I kind of want to point out these 3 little areas right here immediately at the top. One of them, of course, is live job coaching. So it automatically connects you to someone. The resume lab, and the Live Veteran Navigator. So again, this is for veterans, for job seekers. So as I mentioned at the beginning, multi-purpose, very versatile. So it's not just for veterans, but again, it offers a little bit more for those who are job seekers and veterans. All right, so that was that BrainFuse. Now I'm going back to Career Prep. And now the next part of this is, of course, what stands out from these databases. So in this page right here, I'm going to focus on 3 resources. And let me do a Control F to find the first one, which is Vault. So perfect, it came out right away. So it's basically this guy right here. It's an internet resource. So this is, again, not a library database. But once you click on it, it should automatically take you to the website. It's titled Vault Company Research and Ratings. Once it opens up, you'll notice that it gives you quite a bit right here. So let me get out of that one right there. So with this one, like I said earlier, you do not need a library card. But if you're looking into companies or into subject areas that you're interested, then this would be a website to consider. As you'll notice right away, you can either type the company name here, choose an industry on this end, or just go and click on any of the top searches that you see right here. All right, so I'm going to click on accounting because I probably want to see the list of the top 50 accounting firms. And right away, you notice that there's a list titled 2021 Vault Accounting 50. So go ahead and click on that. Now, again, because this is an internet resource, there are some services or resources that we may not have access to that you may have to either create an account with or purchase some type of module. But in this case, I'm going to click on PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and find out a little bit more about the company. So quickly, they give you an overview. Now, why am I showing you Vault? Basically, because again, not only to find out more about your company, but what are others saying about your company? How is it, doing in regards to others on the list? You'll notice here, quickly at a glance, some of the uppers, the pros, cons of working at PwC, some of the basic information on the right-hand side, which is the address and some statistics. And as I continue going on the tabs, you'll see why work here. Why do I want to work for them? And as I scroll down, you get a little bit more about that. Okay, so you get a little bit about the people, about them, student development programs. So if you're in college and you want to know more about PwC, this is one of the tools you can use. Diversity and inclusion, corporate responsibility, and so forth. Okay, so again, that was Vault. Now let me go back and do another search for the other two databases. Okay, so this is going to be standard. All right, so the next one is, or the next two, I should say, are actually library databases. And, well, we usually call it Standard & Poor's, S&P, but the long title for it is S&P Global Capital IQ Net Advantage. I'm not going to show you this one or the other database. I believe my colleague, Richard, is going to briefly talk about them. But with Standard & Poor's, the reason why I'm showing it to you is not only because it's one of my favorite databases, but it has these really nice, very comprehensive industry surveys. And what the industry surveys does is that it will give you an idea as to where your company is located, what is going on with the industry, its trends, outlook, performance, that you can connect with your company of interest. So when you go on job interviews and they ask you, so where do you think that the company is heading, or where is the industry heading, you've already basically read the report or skimmed it at least enough to answer the question professionally. Now, the next database is Mergent Intellect Database. They also offer some really nice industry surveys / profiles that you can, again, look into, review. Some of them are very niche industries. So if you're looking for something really compact or really small, then this would be the database to try out. And again, Mergent and Standard & Poor's are library databases. Okay, now I'm going to the top. Oh, and before I forget, all of the databases that I'm mentioning do have remote access. All right, so now I'm going to JobHunt. Okay, here we go. And in JobHunt, I'm going to talk more about Tutor.com. All right, so once you click on it, okay. All right, so here we go. Log in. The number. All right. So why Tutor.com? All right, so as I mentioned earlier, it does live tutoring from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. for K through 12 and adult learners in both English and Spanish. It offers comprehensive test preparation for AP exams, SAT, ACT, LSAT, MCAT, GMAT, and the GRE. It also offers tools for the US and Canadian citizenship. And for those, again, job seekers, job search help, and interview prep. All right. So I'm going to start with connect with the tutor. So even though it says it connects with the tutor, don't get confused that you're thinking of subject tutor, which it does. But as I show you how to do this, go to topic. So right away, you'll notice that it talks about several areas. So if you're thinking about subject areas, you have access to that if you want the test. But I want job help. So let me scroll down a little bit more. You see job help right there. Okay. And then the subject. What are you looking into as you're looking for job help? There's finding a job, applying for a job online, writing a cover letter, writing a resume, or preparing for an interview. So whichever one you need at the moment, you select, you fill out the rest of the information right here, and then you connect live with someone on the other end. Okay. So again, don't get misled by just topic and tutor now. So the next thing, of course, is submit. I'm wearing my glasses and I couldn't even see that. So with submit a paper for review, on this page, we are basically looking into job help resume or cover letter drop-off review. So this is where you would click that. Select your grade level. You can put college or intro. And in this case, even if you're a teen in high school, please go ahead and put it, because even when I was a teen, I didn't know what I was doing with my resume. So by all means, teens can use this as well. So let me put just for now, college, intro, fill out the rest of the information, and again, submit. Okay. Now, in this case, it's going to take a 12-hour review for your document. So be patient, and in 12 hours, you will receive information about your document. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that, for tutor.com. And now let me go back one. And I'm back at JobHunt. And basically what I really want to say is that these resources are, again, as I've mentioned, for all job seekers of any age, teens, young adults, veterans, for those of you doing a career change, looking for other types of jobs, whether they're part-time or temporary, please look at our resources. And the other mention that I want to say is that on both of these pages, right underneath suggested reading, as I scroll down, you will see these categories, okay? So both pages are filled with resources, but if you click on the categories right underneath, these are basically quick links. The first one is coping while job seeking, resumes, interviews, and more, which of course has templates and a lot of resources and tools that you can use, and job search. So as I mentioned earlier, for those of you who are teens, young adults, these are the areas that we cover underneath it. So all of them are internet websites, both for government, local, and then of course for other major sites, and the library's databases. So you have access to all of this. And again, I want you all to think of our portal as a one-stop shop with all of the library databases, internet resources under one umbrella. So before you start with Google, consider our portal first. If you need any assistance, we are here to help you. And of course, that's my pitch for the day. So now I'm passing it back to Richard.
Hi there. Okay, I want to screen share again, so I'll be showing my part of the portal again. Now we're going to be talking about the two that have to do with money. One is the top money sites and the other the popular money topics. So let's start off with top money sites, this tab right here. And I could also click on it down here. Either way will get me to the same place. So this is the top money sites. First, I want to show off that we have what we call a ribbon of book. I think there's about 25 different titles here. And what this does is spotlight some book that we thought would be of interest for people who are learning about money and how to manage it. And if you click on the picture of the cover, it'll then take you to the library catalog so you can find out what's available. And if you want to order it for library to go, you may be able to do that. Now, right below that, you notice that we have these three categories: financial portals and media sites, learn about money, and then market and economic data indexes. So what I want to do is show you a few examples from each of those categories. So under financial portals and media sites, the first one I want to show is the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, sometimes known by their initial CFPB. And that's right here. And this is a federal government website, and they've been very active in providing a lot of assistance and help and troubleshooting for people as they go through the calamity of what's going on with COVID. So what they have here is protect yourself financially from coronavirus. They provide a lot of information about what the current benefits are, what kind of grants and assistance are available, what kind of forgiveness is being offered for student loans and for housing and so forth. And so it does a very nice job of keeping everything current. Another area that's of great interest here is their consumer education section. And here they have a variety of different categories, and they provide information and suggestions and hints and so forth. For example, let's try credit reports and scores, which is often a popular topic. And they give you information about how to get the information on your credit report and where to go look for it. Okay, now I want to go back to Top Money site, and I want to try a different one, which is a commercial site, which is called Money Magazine. Now, Money Magazine used to be a printed magazine, and I think about a year or so ago, they gave that up, and they're now purely a website. But they still have all of their articles and advice and ratings and rankings and so forth. And so if you pick on mortgages, you can get the best mortgage lenders evaluation. You can get best mortgage refinance lenders. You can get calculators that'll help you calculate the mortgage. You can estimate what it would cost you and so forth. So Money Magazine has a lot of really terrific information available. So let me close those two up. All right, the next section I want to look at is Learn About Money, which is the next section down. And the example I want to pick is the Los Angeles Public Library. There's a lot of terrific websites from a variety of government agencies and private organizations that are providing really helpful, informative lessons on learning about your money and how to manage it. But I want to start off with what the library had, the Los Angeles Public Library Online Learning. So we'll click there. And what this does, it takes you to a listing of the online services that the library has to offer you. They are all free. They're all available remotely from outside the library. All you need is to have a current LA Public Library card or library e-card, and you can get on for free. So the example I want to show from here is something called Gale Courses, which is right here. Now, if I were doing this from home, I would have to put in my library card number and my PIN number the way Lizette did when she did it, because she's doing her presentation from home. In my case, since I'm inside the library, it went immediately into the database. I didn't have to do that. Now, here they have a variety of different categories that are business related, and under accounting and finance, if I click on that, it pops out three choices, and one of them is personal finance and investments. If I click on that, it will then give me a list of the current classes being offered by Gale Courses. Now, Gale Courses is different from some of the other services we have because they actually follow a schedule. They have an instructor who's actually monitoring the classes, and so they have different start and ending dates. So here's one on stock, bonds, and investing, real estate investing, an overview of personal finance, keys to successful money management, and then, of course, that everlasting question, where did all my money go? So those are some examples of some classes that you can get free from the library on helping to manage your money and investing. Now I'm going to go back to the portal page, and we'll go click that off. And we're going to go down a little bit further, and I'm looking at some examples of market and economic data and indexes. And I'm going to use a fairly popular commercial site, which is Bankrate. Now, one of the things that Bankrate is best known for is that they are very good at monitoring and keeping up to date what the latest interest rates are on mortgages and on savings accounts and CDs and so forth. So I'm going to click on the three bars in the top left, right there. Here it says mortgages, so I click on the arrow, and it says get the best rate. So I'm going to look at 30-year mortgage rates. And so they're giving me these are listing individual banks. what their current rates are, the APR, what the minimum payments are, upfront costs, and then they give you a link that allows you to then follow through and deal with the company that's offering that deal. That's an example of getting data from bankrate.com. All right, now I'm going to go back to the top of the portal page, and I'm going to go to the next section, which is for popular money topics. Now here we have the same ribbon of book that we had on the other page. We didn't do different titles, they're the same one. Now here we have a much longer list of different categories. I'm going to show sampling from each one. And so you can see there's quite a variety here. I think there's about a dozen. And I'm going to look, the first one I want to try is calculators and worksheets, which is actually one of my favorite ones because it's a way of getting the numbers crunched. If you're trying to figure out how much it's going to cost to do something, they'll tell you. One example is from the U.S. Social Security Administration, which is the federal government Social Security Office. If you click on there, what they have is a whole page devoted to different kinds of calculators that will help you determine what your Social Security benefits will be. And they have it for different situations. They also have it where you can do a very rough estimate, or they have it where you can actually put in your real numbers and get something closer to what it really might be. They even have a life expectancy calculator if you're brave enough to try that. The next section I want to try here is the one for debt and credit. So let's keep scrolling down. So here we have debt, credit reports, and credit scores. And the main one I want to show off here is an important one, which is called Annual Credit Report. This is the official website that was arranged by the federal government, and they did it in partnership with the three largest credit report companies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And what they allow you to do is to get a free credit report. Now, it used to be that you get a free copy of your credit report every 12 months from each credit reporting company. And during COVID, the accessing your credit is important, so they made a special deal that is good through April 2021, where you can actually get your report on a weekly basis. So that's something you may, that's a limited time offer. Operators are standing by now. You may want to take advantage of that. Now let's go back to my portal again. Now I want to scroll down to the area called Financial Assistance. And this is where you can get sources of help. The first thing I want to point out was the one that said COVID-19 resources. This is going to link you to a page that was put together by the Los Angeles Public Library. And what we did here was assemble a variety of different authoritative resources that had good information on COVID, both for health-related questions and legal-related questions, but also for financial-related questions. So I'm going to click on it right now. This will take you to a different part of the library's website, the coronavirus information page. And if you scroll down, you notice it's trustworthy information and resources, and we have a variety of different categories, including resources from different agencies and different services about money, taxes, and consumer fraud, for small businesses, for job help, for student loans, and so on. So this may be a good way to get a lot of information that may help you if you're going through any difficulties right now. But I'm going to close that now. Another interesting website for financial assistance is something called Bertha, the social care network. This is like a super directory and search engine for finding all sorts of different kinds of assistance and help. And so you would put in your zip code. I'm going to use the one for the downtown library, 90071. And we'll do a search on that. And you notice up here they have different categories of help. If you want help getting food, help with housing, help with transit, or help with money, help with education, and so on. So let's try the one for money. And if you notice under money, it then says financial assistance, and they have a lot of different subcategories. And they list under each category how many different listings they have there. So if you're really looking for some help, this may be a very creative way to find out a lot of options that you may not have heard about or even thought of. The next area I want to go down to is identity theft, which is always a major concern, and during COVID seemed to be an even greater concern. And a big important website for that is identitytheft.gov, which is from the Federal Trade Commission, the federal government. So I'm going to click on that. What this website does is they actually have a step-by-step plan about what you need to do if you feel that you've been a victim of identity theft, how to report it, how to check with each of the different companies that you owe money to, how to check all your cards, and so on. and it gives you an entire plan step by step, because it is a very difficult and intensive thing to have to do. And I notice here there's a little link that seems to be a major problem right now, which is unemployment benefits identity theft. And that's something that's been a problem, especially during the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, now we're going to close this. We're going to go back to the portal, and I'm going to go down to the next section, which is investing. So here we have investing and saving, cash, stock, bond. And the one I want to try first is investor.gov. And this is put out by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission right here. That's the federal government. And this is a very helpful website. They provided very nice introduction to investing, all the different things you need to think about. One of the key things that you may find here is researching investments. If you click on that, one of the key resources they point you to is something called Edgar. Now, Edgar is a service that's put together by the Securities and Exchange Commission. What it is all the filing from different companies on the stock market, showing all the paperwork they had to file with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And that showed how the company got launched, what their current balance sheet showed, and so on. So it's a very excellent source of detailed official information. Another thing that the investor.gov does is protecting your investment. They have help for dealing with different kinds of fraud and how to report them. They also have financial tools and calculators. One of the tools they have is they link you to a website that's run by another organization. So you can look up your broker or your investment advisor and get an analysis of what their background is. Okay. And then we also have Standard & Poor's or S&P Global Capital IQ Net Advantage. This is a library database. If you're using it at home, you'd have to put in your library card number and your PIN number to get into it. Again, since I'm doing it from the library, I don't have to do that. And we'll wait for it to show up. There we go. Now, this is an incredible database with lots and lots of information for investors. They have reports on different industries. They have detailed reports on different stocks. They even cover mutual funds and so on. Just to make a fun example, I'm going to type in Tesla, which is a company that's been getting a lot of attention lately. And first they give me a summary of it. But then they also, let's see, that's not the Tesla I wanted. I want the Tesla that's on the stock market. Okay, Tesla, the one that's on the NASDAQ. So we'll click on that one. The first thing they show me is kind of what they call a tear sheet. It's an overview. But if I wanted a more detailed report, over on the left-hand side under research, there's a link that says equity research. And we'll wait a moment for them to compile it. And here they have Tesla Incorporated. Here it says reports. And on the far right side, there's a little picture for an Acrobat PDF document. This will be about a 9-page document with detailed information about the stock and their evaluation of it. Now, there may be some good news for some of you investors out there. You may be happy to hear that the Los Angeles Public Library is exploring the possibility of adding Value Line to its lineup of online services. If all goes well, it is possible the library may have it available within the next month. So that covers my section of the investors and the money sections of the portal. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier, that if anybody has any questions, please post them online, and then we will get to them at the end of our presentation. So now I'm going to turn it over to Chris, who's going to cover the next section on small business.
Thank you, Richard. Good evening. My name is Chris. I'm also one of the librarians here in the Central Library Business and Economics Department. The Business and Economics Department at Central seeks to cover a broad spectrum of demand for business information. One specific focus is the provision of information to the small business community. Because the small business community is always gaining new members, the library collection has abundant materials for those just starting out. Typically, the first step taken in starting a business is the creation of a business plan. A good business plan guides you through each stage of starting and managing your business. You'll use your business plan as a roadmap for how to structure, run, and grow your business. It's a way to think through the key elements of your enterprise. A business plan can help you get funding or bring on new business partners. Your business plan is the tool you will likely use to convince people that working with you or investing in your company is a smart choice. So one popular reference for business plans is the Gale Business Plans Handbook. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And as Richard may have shown you before, from the services and programs link on the library's homepage, jobs, money, and small business, and then the entrepreneurs and small business link, and then scroll down till you see Gale eBooks. And once the page loads, scroll down a little bit, you'll see a link for business here on the left. And Business Plans Handbook is the first title that shows. If you click on this icon here, you'll see that there's quite a few volumes in the Business Plans Handbook. This series contains model business plans for everything from aerospace supplier to securities broker. Now, I understand that everybody is not necessarily going to be most comfortable dealing with strictly with a print resource, and you might prefer some one-on-one assistance with your business plan. My colleague will speak to you about resources to that end in detail in a minute. As you've seen, as a business portal, the library's website, let's get back there, doesn't restrict you only to library resources. For example, there is the LA Business Portal. So once more, from the Entrepreneurs and Small Business page, scroll down so you see Web Resources and then LA Business Portal. As you can see, the portal has information to help you create a business plan, choose a location, obtain permits and compliance, start your business, managing your business, grow your business, as well as resources and incentives to keep your business healthy and running. Included in the LA Business Portal is a list of business source centers located throughout the city of Los Angeles. The Central Library Business and Economics Department works most closely with the Central West LA Business Source. There we go. Located at the Pacific Asian Consortium for Employment, or PACE, at 1055 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 900B. Prior to COVID-19, PACE staff were able to provide services in person at their Wilshire location and through a satellite office located in the business department at Central Library. We look forward to their return to Central once the library reopens to the public. Last, we'd like to refer you to the Small Business Administration, or SBA. Once more, on the web resources portion of the Entrepreneurs and Small Business page, scroll down, and it's the last link there, Small Business Administration. You see they have this link for local assistance. Locally, the Small Business Administration has an office. Oops. At 312 North Spring Street in Los Angeles. Similarly to the LA Business Portal, the SBA can provide assistance with market research and competitive analysis, writing your business plan, calculating your startup costs, launching your business, managing your business, growing your business, and possibly their best known function, helping to fund your business. The SBA doesn't make loans itself, but sets guidelines for loans made by its partnering lenders, community development organizations, and micro-lending institutions. The SBA can then guarantee those loans for payment. The SBA asserts that loans it guarantees are issued with interest rates comparable to those otherwise available in the market for business finance. In other words, you're not going to pay more for an SBA loan than you would for the one that was not guaranteed by the SBA. And with that, let me pass you over to my colleague, Deborah.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, everybody. My name is Deborah, and I work as a librarian in the Business and Economics Department in Central Library. I'm going to talk about the jobs, money, and small business events that the library has planned. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see the part of the portal that talks about that and get some more information about those. So when you're on the portal on the Welcome tab, you'll see on the far right, and Richard mentioned this in the introduction, that there's a list of programs related to jobs, money, and small business events. There's a quick glance at some of the upcoming programs here on this screen. And when you click on more events, you'll see all of the events that are scheduled for the future, and I'll show you that in a moment. Right now, you'll see that they're all currently offered online. All of our libraries are closed, but we're still offering a lot of programs, and that includes programs related to jobs, money, and small business. So you get a quick glance at the day, the time, and the topic, and you'll see that right now there's a little bit of a variety. There's the program we're having today. Next week, we're having a program on some steps on how to start a small business. The week after is a program on credit building, and also we're having a program with volunteer tax assistance. If you want to click on more events, it'll take you into the online calendar for the library, and that will show you all of the events related to jobs, money, and small business that are scheduled. And it's a chronological list starting with today's program here, and it goes all the way down. We currently have programs scheduled through April. You'll see there are other small business events, such as this one of starting a sidewalk vending business. There are events for people who want to learn more about banking online and how to feel comfortable and safe doing that. And there are different locations offering it, but again, they're all online. So even if this is not your neighborhood library, as long as you have internet access, you can still attend these programs. And all of our programs are available to everybody for free. What I want to point out is when we came to this library's calendar of events from the portal, it filtered the calendar of events filtered to just business, career, and finance programs, which you'll see here on the left. The library offers programs on many different topics for different ages. If you want to see other topics and programs that are available, you can choose from this list and refilter the results. But today we're going to focus on the business, career, and finance programs. If you see a program of interest, you'll want to find out how you can attend. Today's program is a streaming program, so you were able to join with Facebook or YouTube, and you didn't need to have any sort of special registration information. But say you were interested in the Credit Builder Workshop. You want to click on it to get more information, and so anytime you click on a program, you'll get a bit more information about the program, just confirming the day and the time that it's offered online, a bit more description to make sure it fits what your interests are. And then there'll be information about registration. So in this case, it says register in advance for this meeting, and it will take you to, in this case, a link to register for the Zoom link. You'll see that this program, as many of our programs, are offered by community partners. So this program on credit, you're helping with your credit, is offered from volunteers from the Alliance for Economic Inclusion. Many of our programs are offered in conjunction with our community partners, and that is really helpful as a way for you to get to know them, because oftentimes you can work directly with our community partners. You can get to know them and get a sense of what they offer through our free programs, and then work with them more closely, say on developing your small business, setting it up a small business, or if you're, say, looking for a job or trying to change your employment situation, we also have community partners that help with that. I want to take a minute now and talk about our community partners because they work so much with us. And so say I'm going to go back into the portal. Let's go back quick. And you got a glimpse from one of my colleagues who were presenting before. So say when Chris was going over the entrepreneurs and small business, say you are an entrepreneur or small business and you are looking for assistance with marketing or evaluating whether you're a good candidate to start a small business, you're looking for funding. The library does have their community partner that offers programs like that throughout the year. And those you'd be able to find on the online calendar. Say you don't want to wait, or you've attended and one of the programs you're like, oh, I just want to get started. You can work directly with BusinessSource, and we have a link because BusinessSource is the one who runs our small business programs. So you can click on the link for entrepreneurs and small business to get connected with BusinessSource. So if you scroll down, you'll see BusinessSource listed here. And as it says, BusinessSource offers a wide range of services to business owners and developers, either directly or through a network of service provider agencies. If you click on it, you can get more information from their website about what they offer. And you can also see a list here of the BusinessSource centers. And you'll see that it talks about the kinds of services, the one-on-one consulting that they offer, entrepreneur training program, business courses. And if you scroll down a bit more, you'll be able to see all the locations. So even the library partners with the Central West location, but say you live in a different part of the city, in the Valley or South Los Angeles or the Harbor area, you can click and see the locations for BusinessSource that are available to you through this website. Say you're not in a position right now or just not interested in starting a business, but you really need to change your employment situation or are looking to change your employment situation. The library does offer, starting next week, we'll be offering our partnership programs with WorkSource, and those will include information about interview skills and information about an orientation of the services that WorkSource offers for people. But let me just give you a quick glimpse about what they have to offer. Say you can't make our program, which is going to be next week on Thursday morning. You can connect with WorkSource directly, and all the WorkSource services are free. We have links to WorkSource through both the Career Prep and the JobHunt tabs. The links are the same, so I'll just go through Career Prep. And if you scroll down through Career Prep, here is the list for WorkSource. WorkSource can help you write your resume. They can help you with preparing for interviews. They can help you, if you're not even sure what kind of job you want, they can help you do a career assessment and look at your skills. If you're looking for job training, they can help you find training courses and sometimes have financial assistance to help you with that, but you would work with them to determine your eligibility for that. Again, all of their services are free. And if you want to click on WorkSource to find location in your part of the city, you would just click on there. They do have locations all around the city. So you can scroll down, click on adult job seekers. It'll give some more information about what their services have to offer at the WorkSource centers. And then you can click on find a WorkSource center near you. And they have a bit of scrolling, but you can keep going down. And again, very similar to the BusinessSource locations, you'll see that they have them broken up by region of the city. And we are also listed, the library, Central Library is listed as the library portal for WorkSource. And as Chris mentioned, we do have a satellite office for WorkSource in our library department on lower level 1. However, right now, because the building is closed to the public, it is not staffed. But we are partnered with the Pico Union Downtown Los Angeles WorkSource. So they actually, it's one of their staff that would normally staff our location. And the Pico Union Downtown Los Angeles WorkSource Center are the folks who host our programs. So you'd be able to attend our program and get to meet them. And then if you can't attend the program, you are always invited to contact them directly. And they can work with you on any sort of job assistance types of questions that you might have. They're very friendly and they are very open to and willing to help. Again, all of their services are free and they encourage you to come to them for assistance. The BusinessSource and the WorkSource programs are also really helpful because that is, if you're looking for a human touch, I know that my colleagues mentioned some online resources that are available. So if you wanted to use the Brain Fuse or Tutor.com to get your resume reviewed, that's always possible. But if you're looking for a human touch and interested in discussing things more one-on-one or less of an anonymous service, you're always invited to talk to WorkSource as well. And that is everything about working with our partners. And what I would like to do is just really encourage everybody to take some time to look through the Jobs, Money, and Small Business portal. You may be looking for something that can help you with your finances or entrepreneurship or employment, or maybe you have a friend or family member who could benefit from knowing about the resources as well. And as you saw, we were able to just touch on a very small number of resources that have been compiled to help you. So please take time to look through here. And at this time, we have concluded the formal presentation and we're available to take questions that have come in. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any questions? What was the name of the database that gives information about stocks? I guess I'll do that one since I'm the one who talked about it. Let me share my screen on that one so I can show it to them. Okay, so under popular money topics, And then investing. The database that I was able to show people was something called S&P Global Capital IQ Net Advantage, a real mouthful. S&P stands for Standard & Poor's, which is a well-known company for financial information. I'm going to click on that. And that is the database I demonstrated when I was showing a sample stock report for Tesla. Now, the database that we hope to be adding, perhaps in another month, would be Value Line, which is another well-known, very popular service, and we're very hopeful that we can really make that happen. That would be the other major database for stock information. One thing we did want to emphasize is the value added that you get from the Los Angeles Public Library. When you get these electronic online services and databases, a lot of what you're getting is things that would be extremely expensive and difficult to get if you have to do it on your own or do it for yourself. And so one of the things the library is able to offer you is free access to very valuable and very difficult information to get your hands on, as well as all those online classes that they offer, which is another added value service as well. Are there any other questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I think with that, I thank you very much for coming, and I hope you found this presentation helpful and informative, and I hope you'll take a chance to take a look at what the library has to offer you if you're doing anything that involves jobs, money, and small business. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.